Very a blast. I've been watching you for a while. When I saw you in a video for the first time, I think probably, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say a lot of people, when they first saw you, thought, did he take a marker to his face? And that was the first thing I thought. And I don't really have a thing against facial tattoos or anything like that. So that's just not me, right? So, you know, but it was just like, it was such an unreal arrangement of colors and shapes to have on your face. You had hair at the time, so the whole of your tattoo wasn't really evident, so it was just like, what the fuck is that green, you know? But since then, I've seen you say some things that are shocking, potentially offensive, sometimes downright rude, but I've never seen you be what I would consider to be dishonest or disingenuous. If anything, you are flat out ingenious in the way that you express yourself. And while I don't necessarily always agree with you, or if I do agree with you, I don't necessarily have the same passion about a topic that you will, it's fascinating and fantastic that you are as passionate as you are, and that you are the person that you are, because I think that you are ultimately a good person. And I think that you're actually a pretty normal person. You have a higher threshold for, I think, feeling expressed. I think you need to do more and express yourself more than a lot of other people, which is a trait that makes you unique. But on the whole, I think the things that make you tick are the same things that make other people tick. And so I really feel like when you are as honest as you are and you are as expressive as you are, that I relate to you a little better. And because of the manner in which you express yourself, I sometimes feel like I relate to myself a little better. So cheers to you. And you ask two questions, one of which I cannot answer and one that I can. So the first question is, what are the first 50 elements? I have no idea. However, the second question you ask is, how can we best remember them? I do have an answer for that question. You see, up until fairly recently, I was a contract software engineer working at a company called Microsoft, and many of you may have heard of them. And I don't want to go into too much detail about where and why and how and in what capacity I worked, because I'm working someplace else now, but I might like to go back there someday, who knows. But I can tell you that while I was working there, I made a friend who worked on the same team as I did, and he had this idea for a cool flashcards algorithm that would use a concept called spaced recognition or something? No, I have no idea, but I'll post a link to it, and he'll come chew me out for forgetting the name of the concept. I'm not a math guy, he is, and I didn't do the research, he did. But it's a really cool program. So it's free to use. It's on their Education Labs website, and I will post a link down below. It's a flashcards app that basically is engineered to maximize your learning experience. And since I don't work there, I can actually talk about it now because it's been released to the public. It's a neat tool. Like I have actually learned things with that tool. I would love to see people go and use it, just because, really, for me, because I tend to be very individually personal when it comes to how I relate to things. So I don't really care about mass media applications or anything like that. But I know that my friend has a personal stake in the success of this thing, and so I kind of have a personal stake in the success of this thing, if that makes sense to you guys. So you going to this flashcards thing and checking it out, on which, by the way, there is a deck of cards that has, I think, all of the periodic table of elements. You doing that would kind of be an investment in me. So I would respond with great gratitude to you all going and checking this thing out. So I will put a link to it down there. Go check it out. Doesn't cost anything. I think you have to sign up. But that's just for tracking your data and stuff like that, tracking your usage, because it does maintain like how it has metrics for like how much you've learned a thing and when you are due to study a thing again. It's really cool. So yeah, go and check it out. And finally, Thucydides 2004. So Thucydides and I think we've been subscribers of each other's channels for really kind of a long fucking time, like when we were in the like low tens, like teens of subscribers or something. I don't know, but we've been just kind of following each other over YouTube, and we talk over Skype every once in a while, and you know, Thucydides, so weird to call you that. You are a very smart fellow. You're very astute about a lot of things, and you are devilishly fucking funny. I mean, the Click Panic is just fucking genius. It's just so so ballsy of a thing to do, to just kind of put your face. And I mean, it's not like the videos are any different to look at them. Like if I turn the audio off, it would still be you sitting there talking, right? So on the one hand, you've got this one channel that's kind of who you actually are, and then on the other hand, you've got this channel that's all calming and queer. It's just absolutely fucking hilarious. Yeah, everybody go check out his Click Panic channel, and his regular channel also, but definitely check out Click Panic. It's really funny. He asks, which historical figure do you think that you are most similar to? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know that I am similar to any historical figure. I don't think that people like me necessarily made a big dent in history. Maybe not big enough to be a historical figure, but I could be wrong. I'm not really a history buff. I like elements of history, but I don't know enough about it, unfortunately. I have to claim ignorance here to really draw a deep comparison between myself and someone who is a bona fide historical figure. Yeah, I know it's a cop-out, but I don't have an answer for you. Which literary/film character do you relate to best? Character do you relate to best? Probably Ted of Bill and Ted. Or anybody in Human Traffic. Joseph Smith of The Sword. The Sword. Definitely The Sword. And which human virtue do you think is the most essential to human success? Perseverance. I guess, like I said before, I do consider perseverance a virtue, and yeah, I consider it absolutely essential to human success. I think that those who are not perseverant just flat out will not succeed. They may have a stroke of luck, but then if they are not perseverant and vigilant, they will fail thereafter, because their stroke of luck will bring them more than they could ever have dealt with. So perseverance, definitely. And so I know I said that I was going to try to do this quickly. Obviously I failed, but thank you all very much for subscribing. Thank you, those of you who asked me questions. Probably better that not more of you did, or else I would end up having a 17-part answer video like my buddy Sardonic Skeptic over there. So thank you very much, and you know, here's looking forward to another slow trickle to maybe 200 subs or something like that. Who knows? I'm not really keeping track at this point. I enjoy the milestones, and I like to celebrate a little bit, and so that's why I was kind of so stoked about getting 100 subs, and I'll be stoked again when I hit 500 or 1,000 or whatever, if that ever happens. And if it doesn't, I'll find some other reason to celebrate, and I'll probably celebrate a little less long-windedly. So cheers to all of you. Thank you very much. Take care, and good luck.